Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic. Happy holidays. And I've got the one, the only Kim Copeland in the house.
Thank you, Mel. That's a lovely introduction. So great to be here. I appreciate you inviting me, and we get to do this and have some fun too.
Well, my little birdie, my psychic birdie, tells me that not I think, that we'll be doing this on a regular basis again. I got a
Yes. Yeah.
strong
Oh,
psychic hunch on that.
good, good. Okay, awesome. My little birdie told me the same thing.
Well, hey, we got the same little birdie.
That'd be awesome. Yes, yes.
We'll go live maybe I don't know what next week or right before Christmas is going to be like crazy busy, but we'll go live and answer personal questions. But tonight we I decided to pre-record, and the show's going to be pretty short tonight, probably about a half hour. Um, but we were talking about world peace this morning when I talked to Kim, and Kim came up with this wonderful title and for tonight's show. And what did you come up with, Kim?
Well, how to be peaceful warriors in a world of change
There
or
you go.
chaos, but change. And I don't know, Mel, if you know this, but I'm in a 30-day meditation challenge. And every morning, and today was day 10, and I'm posting, I'm live on YouTube offering 20 minutes of meditation. And I'm doing it for 30 days. Today was day 10. And it's at 6 a.m. Central. But I think it when we come into that center point, then I think it helps us to become more who we are. And we're not that, we're this. We're in here, we're not out there.
Well, that's funny. I had this conversation in my office the other day with somebody, and she's an excellent psychic, and she said she reads the Akashic records, and I said that's a psychic reading or intuitive.
Yes.
And I said a lot of people think mediumship is talking to the dearly departed. That's one form of it, but there's so many different forms of mediumship because I'm an old
Yes.
from way back when, and we look at
Yes.
all the intuitive gifts as a form of mediumship. But
Yes.
I said, so where do you get your information? And she goes, well, from out there. I said,
Uh-huh.
where else? I said, in here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But when you said what you said just now in here, I'm like, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because this is where many of the answers lie, isn't here?
That is it, right? Is when you know your heart, you know yourself, you know the world. That's where everything lies. Though I do want to say to your friend that some people can go in here and then they move their awareness out, and that they it just works better in their mind. They're going out, but it is still, well, everybody can go a different direction,
No,
but
you're
it is
right.
here. It is here.
And if you look at it, it's all the same.
It is all the same. I
There,
love that.
it's all the same. We're all a part of it.
Yes, yes, yes. It is all the same. I mean, truly, that's brilliant.
It came from spirit. It came from out
Really.
there. Oh, TC.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, yeah, out there, in here,
All the
everywhere.
same.
Here, there, everywhere. Yes.
You know, if you think of it, we are made of the same. Actually, we are stardust because
Yes.
we are made of the same thing that stars are made of. And,
Yes.
we're just configured a little differently. And
Yes.
so it's all the same,
Crazy to think of that, but it's so true.
right?
I
It's
know.
it's just the configuration of things.
Yeah, and our perception, because when we're in the human body, and we have the human eyeballs and everything, we see it differently. If we were that out of our body into the soul, then we could see it easier that we are
Like,
the same.
right, because there's so many different forms of energy on the light spectrum, and we only see one little piece thereof, and it would be like, boy, if we could see it all, it
Yeah, yeah.
would be incredible.
And that's what I do. I know, I agree. Because the colors, I don't know if this happens to you, but for me, when I move my awareness to the spirit world, the colors are much more vibrant.
It's all energy. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, can you see energy?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you're looking at it. Everything's made of energy.
We see energy more than we know we do, I think. Some people see it very clearly. They know that, oh, that's energy. You know, I see that meridian. I know that's energy. But also, I think we see energy all the time. We just haven't identified that as energy.
Right. That's right. So when you do your 30-day meditation challenge at 6 a.m. Central, I'm just like opening one eye, but uh, so I'm going to play the part of interviewer, and I'm not really
Okay.
putting you on the spot, but
Okay.
people will ask this question. So they do the 30-day meditation challenge. So how does that help them become a peaceful warrior
Okay.
in this
Oh,
time of change and this time of uncertainty?
okay. I think that's a great question. I love that. How does that time, well, that meditation or the 30-day challenge make you more peaceful? From my perspective, meditation brings me peace. And if nothing else, and if I'm lost in a meditation, let's say I think my mind is scattered and I'm doing this or that, and I've lost my center. I use the word peace and I bring it back. Now, sometimes I will just repeat the word peace and I go peace. And then as I say it, I know my body is filled more with peace. And the longer I sit there with that word peace, I become more peace. And then it's like nothing can get me off my game. Now, it takes me a little while to get there. I don't just it didn't happen in 5 minutes. It takes a little practice, but the days that I feel like I've really come into that, I will last. And then the more you do it, the longer it lasts, you know? The more you practice, the longer, the better. And so that's what I think, because that's who, when we get to know our heart, and this is who we are, and then everything else is just fluff, or it's the scene. It's the drama scene, it's the theater scene. Everything, this is the theater, but this is us.
So it's peace of mind, or is it
Mm,
but I see it as peace of mind, body, spirit, soul,
yes.
because we like to separate them, right? But they're
Yeah,
really all working together, and
that's
they
right.
are one. So it's bringing all those together in harmony, I think.
Yes,
Just for another,
absolutely. Yes.
how do we use that to change the world? How do
Okay.
we use that to bring the world to peace?
Okay. Well, you know the old story, the old the old saying, you start within you. I mean, you got to change you before you can change the world. And so there's a couple things I think around that. The energy, it's an energy. Peace is an energy, just like everything else is. Love is an energy. There's an energy to it. And when we embody it, it spreads. We don't even have to send it. It just is. And the more people that come into peace, then it goes to that person, that person, that person. So that's one way, So when we're embodying it, then we become it, and then others become it as well. Part of it is that we're sharing in that energy. The more people that become more in the light and more in that, then I would think it will change the world. Because if we are in this time of big change on Earth in many ways, you can look at magnetic field, you can look at politics, you can look at social aspects. There's so many things right now they're changing. And wow, it would be so easy if we didn't know about energy or light or coming into the heart. We'd be like going down the street screaming, you know? S-
So we get it.
Yes.
But let's bring it down to a practical level. I mean, we're being practical, but we get it. And I'm not saying people out there don't get it. But so let's say, for example, if somebody is in Slovakia and they're fearful that Putin is going to invade, which he's probably thinking of doing, or in Ukraine even, how do we say to those people, peace? How do we tell them to be a peaceful warrior when
Oh,
someone is invading their country and burning their homes
right.
and killing their family?
Okay.
How do
Yeah.
we wrap our arms around that?
Yeah.
How
Okay.
do they?
Well, especially when you're in that fight or flight response is too, there's no way you're gonna, well, unless you're somebody like Gandhi, or the masters of Jesus or something like that, then you could maybe go into that peaceful mode, but most people no, can't reach there. But if we've practiced ahead of time before we have an emergency, then it's easier to stay there. But what we can do from around the world, we can imagine they are in peace. And even if they can't reach it right then, at least it's there for them when they can, I think.
So let's bring it home to this country at the risk of being political.
Yes.
We don't
Yes.
want to risk that,
I
God.
don't want to do that. No, I'm just
Right.
sorry. No risks here.
Well,
We're not.
um, so with what's going on in this country, I had somebody the other day say, well, Mel, 75% of the country doesn't feel the way you do about this election. I said, what? I said, wrong. At least half of us don't like what's going on.
Right.
It's frightening to think about the other half. But
Yeah.
with the things happening here and the regime coming in that wants chaos, that wants anarchy, that wants to deport people, that wants to rip families apart because that gives them a sense of power. How do we protect our rights? How do we protect ourselves and still be a peaceful warrior?
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a time and a place for everything in a way. You know, we have to have that background of the piece and then move into action when needed, I guess.
So, so here's the point I'm trying to drive home is being peaceful doesn't mean that we have to let somebody attack our home or be a
Right.
doormat.
Oh, right, right, right.
It's
We'll
okay.
be,
It's
yeah,
okay to keep, it's okay to have our voices and to speak up and to step out of the fear. And
yeah,
and if we start speaking up about peace, we want peace. Um, People think that's the antithesis of war, but not. Anti-war is the antithesis of war. But I think we can still speak up and we can still defend ourselves and have our voices and still say, okay, we we do this because we want peace. Do you think that that kind of makes sense?
yes, and I know I like that because we're preparing ourselves because you don't go into battle without any food, water, or some
Right.
kind of
Right.
you gotta so your background preparation has to be sitting, to me, whether you call it peace, whether you call it joy, abundance, love, I mean, whatever word you want to use, it may not be the word peace, but there's some kind of a word that will keep you at center, and then you're much better to go at a battle.
So one of the ways to do it is to be proactive instead of reactive.
That's it. You said it. Perfect. That is it. Yes.
Food for thought,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Food for thought. Now, Richie has a question, and it's a kind of along these lines. And
Okay.
I'm just going to see if I can get it on here. Hi, Kim and Mel. I love the thought of this topic of becoming a peaceful warrior. The longer I sit pondering this topic, it feels like most of us already are peaceful warriors because most of us are empaths. Well, at least in this group. He's talking about our community.
Okay.
If this thought process is true, then we would just need to remember who we are and live in that light. Would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe I'm missing something. Love without conditions to you both.
Well, I like that.
Isn't he sweet?
All right.
Yeah, such a
Cool.
nice man. So we are the ones in this group are more likely to be already, well, though, no, I mean, you can't say everybody just because they're in this group doesn't mean they're already at a calm state.
Well, I think all of us are a little anxious And I think, but it's okay for us to stand up for the convictions of truth,
Yes.
equality, justice, acceptance, tolerance. Because for me, when I stand up with those things, I'm at peace with myself.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So it's okay to speak out against those things, like
Absolutely.
mass deportation. That's repugnant to me.
Yes.
And if I don't speak out about it, then I'm not in peace with myself or at peace with myself.
Yes. Right. Absolutely. Like in the movie The Wicked,
Yes.
the
And
lady with the
sometimes,
green skin, and she spoke out.
and
She
look at
stood
what
for,
they did to her, but yet, you know, um, so the person everybody thought was wonderful, like, what did she say in the movie, Galinda, and then Glinda? That was so political. What's going today? Well, I'm changing my name to Glinda, right? I'm like, whoa. So she looked like she was so perfect, but yet she was the one who was the narcissist. She was the one who was really the wicked one, if you think about
right. Oh, yeah, for sure. And just joined up with the other wicked ones. So amazing, though. Then that would have lived that, but no, but she could sit in her power, and peace is a power. It's a power.
it. Right.
And then she could fight, and she fought, but she had to have that strength from the power.
And she still wasn't wicked.
No, I know. Oh my gosh.
And when she got the broomstick, that represented, the spell and the book and all that. She didn't misuse it, but that represented her freedom, that broomstick.
I know. Amazing.
Defy gravity, fly.
And her compassion toward the monkeys when they had the wings, right?
Right.
Um,
That
wow.
movie, it's so relevant to what's going on today. And I talk to kids that have seen it, and I say, what did you get out of that? And it's amazing that they see that, and a lot of adults don't. That, um, they see, like, because she was green, people treated her poorly. That's about racism. You know, but um, but really inside, she was really, and she was kind of abused by her stepdad or father or whatever. But yet she kept her inner beauty.
No, I know.
And the
That was
one that
amazing.
was beautiful really wasn't.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
because get it, it's all about, discrimination, prejudice, all of that.
And
And the Wizard of Oz, who everybody thought was this nice guy, wasn't.
exactly. Oh, I know. No power, no power. And this is the thing. I think, okay, there are a couple things. We all have power. We all have power, and the power is coming up even more. I see this in my classes. My student, like, oh my gosh, their power, they're coming into the power, and even in the meditations, like in the morning. By the way, Mel, I'm so tired. I was tired after day one. I'm going on day 11. So anyway, because I have to get up earlier. But anyway, but everybody's coming into their power more.
And I think what's going on in this country and the world is, for us peaceful people, it's about us taking our power back
Yes.
and making sure that somebody who's rogue, or somebody who really isn't the good witch, who pretends to be, to set the stage so that no one can ever rob us of our power again.
Right. I honestly think this is where we're going.
And that's
We're going to
exactly
go
the
so
lesson in all of this, I think.
damn fed up with this, somebody trying to take our power away. I feel like we're going to be lions roaring. Are
And
you
that's
kidding?
exactly how I see it. I see people protesting in the streets. Is that bad? As long as they're
No,
not inciting violence, and they're going to be like, we have had it.
that's right. The roar is coming out. This is the whole thing about the Pluto into Aquarius, or is it Aquarius into Pluto? Well, you know what I mean.
One of those
Okay.
things is something.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, big time.
Okay, we've got some questions. Kathy Reagans is asking, hi, Kathy, how are you? She's a sweetheart. She says, "Hello, beautiful Kim and the very handsome Auntie Mel." Thank you, Kathy, when you said the very handsome Auntie Mel, but have you had your eyes checked lately?
I know, so I'm looking at my hair. I'm looking.
Is she seeing something I ain't seeing
Yeah.
here? Anyway,
Okay.
um, do you both see the end of the Ukrainian war before the end of next year? Blessings to you both. I don't see the end of the
You
Ukrainian
don't?
war by the
Oh.
end of next year.
By the end of 2025?
When Putin is gone, that's when I see it ending. But the Ukrainians will not quit fighting. They're not going to give up.
Right, right. No, I don't know why. I think it might be at the end of 2025, but I don't see Putin here that much longer physically.
I don't
He's
either.
really, really, really ill.
I don't either. I don't see him around much longer. I think the whole Ukrainian thing is like another Vietnam. It's going to be
Yeah.
that way to Putin and Russia. Um, you know, um, Ukrainians won't give up, and I support Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
If we pull out of NATO, which is a huge mistake, we were talking before the show, my feeling is it'll strengthen NATO.
Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way.
And you said
Yeah.
something before the show that NATO could be the people that come up with things to show and prove the interference in this election.
Yeah. I think there's so much disdain
Exactly.
for the orange man. Yeah.
A lot of people when the war started, oh, it'll be over in a month or two or three, and I'm like, no, this war is going to go on for a very long time.
Oh my gosh.
So I
Yeah.
hope by the end of the year, but I mean, of 2025, but I don't see Putin in power that for a long time.
No, I mean, I honestly, I see him. It's hard to say. And on time, there's no way he's going to live. Well, I say no way. Of course, right? How do you predict somebody's passing?
Right.
But in 2025, I think.
Here's a good question. Nancy Robbins says, "Hello, friends. We are being told that now is not the time to give up. Thank you, Nancy. We
Yeah,
can't give up because if we do, then we're not a peaceful warrior. That's when we
right.
lose our peace because we lose our.
No warrior.
That's right. We are being told that now is not the time to give up, but to roll up our sleeves and get to work. Amen."
Amen. Yeah.
She says, "We must make this a better world." Yes, that's warrior.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some ways people can do this who aren't politicians?
Oh, well,
Speak
well, for
up.
me,
Do exactly what we're talking about. Exercise your rights. Don't be afraid that, the FBI is going to investigate you if you have a peaceful demonstration. Do things legally, of course. But go ahead, Kim. What do you
no,
think?
no. I mean, and not everybody is going to be a political person, and everybody's going to have their own way. Some people will be doing the peaceful protest. Some people will be sitting at home meditating. Some people will be taking care of their health and their grandkids and making sure their family is okay. Everybody has a role in it, and that's still being active.
Correct. It is. Doing a kind act for somebody and let it catch on.
Yes. On the phone today, you and I were talking, and you said, "What about that bill behind me?" And they said $300. I said, "I'll take it." No. I'll take that one. Tell them I got their bill. But yeah, and I hear because we do happen to talk on the phone a lot. Seems like I don't know if you're driving through Starbucks or wherever you're going, but uh
Today,
anyway, I hear
donuts.
you do that all the time. Yeah, there, and you said, "No, I don't want any donuts," or something. I didn't even know they had donuts
I don't
there.
want donuts or hash browns. I wanted that turkey sausage, egg, white bagel.
Yeah, and the next person's bill. So I mean so that was such a nice thing that you did. But
But I do it. I pay for the car behind me, and I know people are going to say, "Why do I do that?" There are a lot of hungry people out there, and blah 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 blah. Well, my cousin and I, we help the homeless. We try to. Um, we take them food, we whatever. But I don't mean whatever to be dismissive. It's just if you do something, you do it. You don't brag about it. You do it because it's the thing to do.
that's why I was bragging for you. on that.
But I always pay for the car behind me. Um, because I believe it sets the energy. If you do something nice, then people catch on. Last
Mhm.
year, Christmas time, we had a contest at Starbucks to see how many cars would continue to pay for the car behind them. And
Uh,
the most in one day they told me was like 35.
oh my goodness.
Oh, you see that one little thing and it just
Yeah.
snowballs.
Yeah.
The same is one act of chaos or anarchy or
Yes.
bigotry or hate that snowballs.
Yep. Yes.
But what ultimately wins? Truth, love, peace,
Light. Light.
light.
Yes.
That's right.
Working in the light.
Correct.
And we
So
bring it here. Yeah. Yeah.
as long as you're doing a kind act, not because you want anything in return, but just because it's what we do,
Yeah.
that can be um a peaceful warrior.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's not about money. It's just about a smile. It's about,
Uh-huh.
I had some people today who were Republicans. And for a second that judgment kicks in and I thought, no, Mel, that's being hypocrite. Step out of that. They weren't Trumpsters, but they were wonderful people.
Yeah.
Um, they were concerned about things that are going on here too. So I think the flip side of this new regime coming in is that even people from different sides will pull together and say, enough is enough. And we come in peace and understanding and acceptance.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, there'll be some rough times to get through that, but we can't lose sight of it.
Okay. Yeah. And no matter, I do feel, and we're talking about where I know we're disappointed in the election, but no matter who would be in, there would be something.
Correct. But I like, I like that idea that, like you said, it's feeding your kids, it's, taking them to school, it's taking your dog for a walk. It's just about helping people and
Yeah.
and ourselves.
Yes. Coming together. It is a lot of even those little things bring community together.
Just like paying for the car behind me. And that's why I do it, because it sets the stage for that energy of caring and sharing and kindness.
Yeah. And community,
And
right? A stranger. Now you're friends. You might never see that person on earth, but you're going to see that person in heaven.
well, it's like I don't care if the car behind me is a Democrat, a Republican, or a MAGA. I don't
Yeah.
care
Uh-huh.
because it's the act that I'm doing,
Yeah.
and chances are then they'll pay it forward and do something nice. And that one little act that they're doing of niceness takes away a lot of negativity, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And I do feel structures are crumbling. Light is coming out. More light is coming out. Yes. And through this crumbling, the structures of society now, and we're going to be running into new surprises all the time. New surprises.
Okay, Light Seeker Witch says, I like that.
Okay.
I like, hi, Mel and Kim. I do have a question pertaining to peace. Good. Will 2025 be a peaceful year for the world, or will conflicts flare up worldwide? Thank you in advance for all you do. There's going to be a lot of conflicts worldwide, a
Yeah.
lot, and it'll seem to get worse before it gets better. But look at what just happened in Syria. The people got together and said, we're tired of this leader who is murdering us, who is robbing us of our power. And look at what that movement and I understand that I forget his name, Assad or something. I understand he's now hiding in Moscow. But
Hi, Putin's bedroom.
exactly. But look at what happened. Now people are afraid, well, what if it's Al Qaeda that's taking over? Da 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 da. But that's not my point. My point is that people were coming back who had fled. because they felt like that they could be safe and they felt like they had some semblance of peace.
Yes, I know. I mean, it's amazing. It's tear-jerking, isn't it? Wow. And I think that kind of energy is coming and coming and coming again. And for me, when I look intuitively at 2025, I feel the first 6 months, especially, are more chaos. I don't know about this, maybe up and through September even. To me, this is
I
kind of
agree. And I think that probably we should think about putting Prozac in the water supply.
either that or tequila. I don't know. But then we wouldn't be a very good warrior. You know what? And those tequila drinkers usually get mad. It wouldn't be a very peaceful warrior. It would be a more different kind of
The
a warrior.
tequila induced warrior.
Yeah, not too good. Um,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
this is a bit off the topic, but Dawning West said, just a quick question, please. If the government is shut down, does Congress still get their paycheck? I don't know if they do. They shouldn't if they shut down the government.
I actually don't think so, but I don't know that for sure.
I don't either. But I don't think they should. Okay. Here's a good one. Pegasus ID. I like that Pegasus. Will men undergo a change and become better humans?
They'll become women. There you go.
Oh, that's another thing that, at some point they're picking on transgendered right now. Next it'll be LGBTQ, but LGBT or gay, lesbian, bi, whatever. But at some point there's going to be enough people speaking out about that,
I agree.
you know.
Yep.
Um, the mass deportations, that's going to be hung up in the court for a long time. And, a lot of wannabe dystopian dictators come to power because they blame another group for the woes of a society. And that's exactly what the orange one is doing, blaming Mexicans, Muslims, this, that.
Or Democrats.
There you go. Or Democrats, or gay people, or women. But he's not
Yeah.
going to get by with what he thinks he's going to.
Yeah. Right, right.
So
Now, the question,
will men undergo a change and become better humans? It seems to me that it is certainly not all, but it seems to me that it's certainly not all, but mostly men who make war, men who rule countries, men who run greedy corporations, all of which are ripping off the rest of us for unneeded billions. No need to add sexual predatory behavior. Patriarchy isn't working on this earth. Spirit is telling me greed is America's God. If you see this and agree, feel free to quote me. The roots of America's problem is greed and politicians who don't really care about their constituents, but they just want power at all cost.
right.
Uh, Not the community. Oh, it's the roots of American problem is greed, not this community shit, she says to you and Kim. Well, I don't think that all men are bad. I mean, there are some women out there too that misuse their power, but I'm not being sexist. I mean, look at Marie Le Pen in France, or Le Pen, however you say her name, who's an ultra right wing, or the female guards in the death camps and the Nazi concentration camps. I don't, I do agree that there's probably too much testosterone. But I think we've got to step out of looking at it like male female and just simply saying that it's about greed, misuse of power, and people really not caring about other people because under the pretense that they do because they want to rule.
Hmm.
And it's
Okay.
throwing everybody's else rights out the window. But us peaceful warriors need to stand up just like this lady just did, Pegasus just did, and said, wait a minute, greed is driving it. The need for
Hmm.
power is driving it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think, with us doing kind deeds, it lets them know, like, no matter what you do, we're still going to do our kind deeds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. I think as we are advancing as a society and as humans, as the earth is ascending and everybody is ascending, that's the divine masculine and the divine feminine are coming together in more balance.
Bingo.
And so that what we think of as the undivine masculine will be rising up just like we all are.
I do see a time in this country and other countries as well when white, bigoted old men will
Yeah,
no longer, dishonest old men and thugs will no longer be able to have the power over others that they do
I
now.
agree. I agree. Totally. I honestly, I agree. Well, first of all, the ones that are that way now they're going to be off planet anyway. But as the younger ones get older, I think that it's changing, that this energy is changing. And it's not that men are becoming more women, it's just that more becoming more imbalanced and not afraid to to understand war is not the answer.
But I do think she's right to a degree because I tend to think, look what happened with Hillary. And
Yeah.
now look what happened with Kamala. I mean,
Yeah.
there was clearly interference and there was clearly, in my
Yes.
opinion, cheating going on.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but I think a lot of people, and it's unfortunate, didn't want Kamala because in office because one, she's a woman, and two, she was of color. And
Yeah.
I think that to me, that is just repugnant that people would think that way.
I know.
But I see a
I
point in
know.
time coming when the divine feminine will be like you said imbalance with the masculine as well,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I still see a woman president for this country in our lifetime,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I do too.
but
Um,
not somebody like a Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm talking about
um,
somebody who really cares about other people and cares about equality, inclusion, and those things that us peaceful warriors spread.
yes. Well, I believe people are going to start waking up to like being able to tell when people are lying or not.
Yes.
Yeah. Better. And I think this is coming to me is within the 20 years for sure. I mean, there's different things that are happening within 20 years. I really feel like I predict within 20 years, we're going to have a whole different system politically, socially, everything.
We're coming into the age of truth.
Yes.
And maybe we have to go through these dark times. The light will win, but to say, here's what happens when you use misinformation, deceit. You think we'd learned it from what Hitler did with his lies and
The same.
deceit and vilifying others.
I know.
That was 80 years ago, but ultimately we will learn it.
Yeah. My friend told me today, Kelly, and we did a little thing on astrology. She said the last time, oh my gosh, I forget the different planets that are aligning in March. I forget now. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Neptune and something or whatever. It was the last time it was at the Civil War that it
Well,
repeated.
I'm nervous that this country will be in a constitutional crisis.
Yeah. No,
And
I
I
think so.
see it coming. And
I
but
do too.
between now and then there's something big coming. I don't know what it is.
I agree. I agree. All that.
Karen Davis said something and it was really sweet. And I have to share this. And it just happened just now. You'll get what I'm talking about. She said, just a suggestion, dear Mel. Before you record, please mute your phone or put on vibrate or otherwise disable the loud, high-pitched ping that happens when you get a text. And my response was, if I knew how to do that, if I knew, if I knew how to do that, or how to keep it from happening. I said, if I knew how to keep it from happening on my laptop, I would do that because
Oh,
my phone, when somebody texts me, it comes through on my laptop and it's got that ding, and I don't know
okay.
how to silence it.
I see. Yeah, something about disabling messages, but I don't know how to tell you.
I-
Here,
I'll, but thanks, Karen, because now I'll look it up and I'll figure it out. And she answered back, if I knew how to do that, I'd tell you. I thought it was your phone, which I kind of vaguely understand how to make quiet. See you tonight with Kim. So, Karen, thank you. But you know what? You've given me a task, and now I'm going to figure out how to do it. And everybody will probably be sending me messages telling me how to do it, which, yay, I'll look forward to. I have an iPhone and I have an MacBook Pro laptop. So there you
Oh,
go.
I see. MacBook Pro. Okay.
Teacher Barbara says it rings in your laptop. You should be able to mute notifications. I get that, but how do I mute them?
Yeah, I know. I'm the same question. I have the same question.
Right? Okay. All right. Desiree Chernilly says, Mel and Kim, we all want to live in peace. Yes, we do. But the global political power systems are built on profit. Will the powers that be reject the detriments of conflict and see the benefits of peace in our lifetimes? We will see peace in our lifetime. Uh, and there's nothing wrong with profit, but I'm certainly a capitalist, but there's a problem with it when it's price gouging and taking advantage of others and misuse of power. That's why
Right.
we have laws to
It's the
stop
misuse of
things
power.
like this from happening.
Yeah. No,
You know,
I just think we're getting way better. I don't know. I still see 20 years feels way better. I don't know if it's perfect by then. I mean, maybe nothing's perfect, maybe it's never perfect, but it does feel much more like an equal society,
right.
like everybody matters. There's not the ultra rich and the poor. It feels like everybody's more even. I don't know. It's just I can just see it in my mind like that.
So I'm going to end it with this one. And I love what you just said, Kim. Everybody matters. Everything matters.
Yeah.
We've got to stop thinking that we're the masters of the planet because we're not, because Mother Nature will always win.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We are, everything matters. The trees, the rocks, the ocean, the animals, the bacteria, the viruses, it all matters.
Yeah. And we are all one
And we're all one.
with that. We
So,
are. Yes.
so Kim, what do you got coming up, my dear?
Well, as I said, for the next now 20 more days, 6 a.m. I'm right here doing that as a meditation, it's a short time, but so I'm doing that. I'm about to post something about with astrology coming up for the next 6 months with a friend. Now I'm not an astrologer, but I've got that. And then, now secret, pretty soon, Mel, we're going to have the Shasta event posted and can share it. And so but I really feel like it's going to be in a few days. So just for people who are interested in it, maybe just think about it in their calendar on the end of June. Okay.
Go.
Last weekend of June.
Excited.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that. And oh, I don't know. I do the angel readings, every week. Yeah. How about you, Mel?
I got a lot of stuff coming up. Um,
Yeah.
Gary and I are staying here for Christmas, but my YouTube shows, in
Yeah,
May,
you're doing
I've got
busy,
the
busy on
Italian,
that.
I've got the Italian and French Riviera cruise. I think that's sold out. I might have a few openings, but I've got openings for Peru in September of next year. It's a lot of walking, so if you have trouble walking, I would suggest not doing it. But for those people who can, it's going to be an incredible trip. Talk about magic places, Machu Picchu. We're going to go see that, and I'm just excited
Wow.
at Iceland in October for a week,
Wow.
a group to see the Northern Lights in Iceland. I've never been. It's supposed to be an incredibly magical country and
Wow.
a very peaceful place too, I understand. So,
Yeah.
if you're interested, call my office 847-590-5411 or email me www.meldoerr.com. And if you want to get a hold of Kim, you can email her at mediumkim.com, MEDIUM, Kim, KIM.com. Kim's
Yes.
not small, not large, medium.
That's right. That's right.
And please go to her channel, thumbs up, and subscribe. My
Oh,
goal is to get to 30,000 subscribers by February. So
oh, Well, yeah, I think you're pretty close, aren't you?
I got 28, I think.
Oh, that's close. Yeah, I think you, oh, you got this.
My goal is to get to 40,000 subscribers by the end of 2025.
Oh, nice.
45.
Oh,
Tomorrow night, Kevin Chandler will be on my show live, and on Mondays, always Monday with Linda and Mel.
yeah.
And Kim and I are going to be doing this. And on Tuesdays, Aloha Tuesday with Arthur. And then some of my morning moments with Mel whenever I have a spare moment.
When you're not too busy at the Starbucks buying everybody's food.
And plus, I see clients every day. So,
I know. I don't know how you do all that.
I'll be 71 in March and I have no intention of retiring.
It's amazing. Yeah, you'll be going for a long time.
Thank you. I hope.
You're
Anyway,
definitely going to see the world peace here.
good. All right, everybody have you'll hear me say this a million times, that happy holiday season. I got on my red and green. And
Oh, that's
for our
nice.
Jewish friends, happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, thank you for
Happy
doing that.
Kwanzaa. I know that Ramadan is past, but we'll just throw, for our Muslim friends, happy Ramadan. Happy Festival of Lights. No matter what religion you are, let's make every day a Christmas, every day a day of giving, and try to do one little good deed for somebody. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be like smiling or giving them a helping hand. And I know that spreads the energy of love, because what wins out at the end of the day? Love.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, beautiful. And tomorrow, by the way, is the Mother of Guadalupe
Oh,
Day.
Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Yes.
We have a shrine to Our Lady of Guadalupe very near my house. And
Oh,
uh, boy, the cars are just lined up. And it's just nice to see all those people coming together really in love.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you, Mel. This has been so much fun.
I enjoy it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right. Everybody
Okay.
stay well. Aloha, namaste, and happy holiday season.
Blessings, blessings. Much love.